much for coming here. The film was amazingly funny, at least for people. I don't know if there's any Argentinians here, but I don't think so. We're not that much, but it's very local. It's very who?
Yes, there are.
Oh, there they are. Well, I mean, you feel that it's very local, but anyway, you feel like the critic. I think there are critics everywhere around the world, and I don't know if you can feel identified with this, but you are a critic yourself.
Yeah.
So that's how you started. Have you been inspired by your own story, or can you tell us a little more about the inspiration for the story?
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you to the festival, Rafaela, that they invite me. It's an honor for me to be in here. I'd rather to answer in Spanish. Can we do it?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
can you translate me?
Yeah, okay.
No es demasiado interesante lo que tengo para decir anyway, pero lo voy a decir mejor.
Yes, sure.
Sí, efectivamente yo hago una revista de cine en Argentina hace 18 años. Este proyecto ya viene en mi cabeza hace 5 o 6. Y sí, es un personaje que de alguna manera engloba un montón de características de mucha gente que conozco y muchas reflexiones que con el tiempo yo fui haciendo sobre esta particular tarea de la gente que tiene la responsabilidad de jugar películas y de tener eso como un trabajo, ¿no?
Okay, so he's I don't know. Okay, I'll just see. Okay, so he's telling me that his career has been, he's one of the directors of a very important magazine in Argentina. He has been doing this for 18 years, so it is a little inspired in his own life, but on critics around, yes, fellow critics. So it's not just one person or one thing that has inspired this whole movie, and he has been thinking about this for a long time. So he's basically the movie is part of his life as well as the rest of the things that he's known, and he was trying to put everything in the same bag. I mean, it's like what it's like to be a critic and do this as a permanent job. You know, it's like how to make this your living, how to criticize someone else's work as a living, and how does that affect your life at the same time. Sorry. Can you please tell us a little more about the cliches? Because we start with a movie that is a little bit poetic, and it's like it's a movie that is centered about this man who is struggling with his emotions. He's not feeling that passionate about anything, and then we move to the thing that he hates the most. So what was this passage around the whole movie? How did you manage to do that?
Bueno, siempre me llamó la atención cómo justamente la gente que tiene la tarea de juzgar películas puede combinar algo que para mí es esencialmente emocional, como es ver cine y ver una película, con la frialdad y la racionalidad que implica tener que después sentarse a analizarla. Y me parece que esa dualidad caracteriza la vida de esta gente. Quería volcar esa dualidad en la película. Muchos de los ópera primas suelen proponerse reinventar el cine de alguna manera, ¿no? Como reinventar el lenguaje, y a mí me divertía más tal vez jugar con los lenguajes que ya nosotros conocemos y que ya son convenciones y que nosotros podemos prever como espectadores. Y como director, como ejercicio de primera película, me divertía ver si podía funcionar el suspenso cuando funcionara, el amor cuando tenía que funcionar, y también la emoción, y también esa primera parte de película más francesa o con tiempos más largos.
So he wanted to go for the duality on the character's life. So what's this yes, to be so cold when you have to watch a movie and then decide, sit in your desk and decide what to write about that, to be cold about all those aspects. And also he's telling that most of the debut, like the first movie for many filmmakers, are trying to like rediscover the cinema, the world of the cinema, and trying to go for something that is new, that is bold. And he actually wanted to play a little more with things that he already knew as someone that loves movies. So he wanted to play more with those aspects and try to see what happened. He knows what is happening all the time. What can I do with all these things that I already know, if I can predict what is going to happen?
Y en relación a lo que preguntabas de los clichés, les llamará la atención, no sé si conocen muchos críticos, pero creo que se aplica a los intelectuales en general, que definimos las relaciones que tenemos en función de los libros que les gustan o de las canciones que eligen. Y también es algo que me llamó mucho la atención a medida que yo me educaba en la escuela de cine y que me seguía relacionando con los intelectuales. De alguna manera formo parte, pero cómo se elegía a los amigos en función de sus preferencias estéticas. Y eso me parecía que era un tema interesante de inspeccionar.
Okay, so he's saying that it was very interesting for him to investigate a little more the fact that a lot of times we choose our friends or people that we want to have close by our own choices in life, like if we're both choosing the same books or the same bands. So that's what we choose to pick our new friends, and that was something that intellectuals do most of the times. That's something that I wanted to explore as well. So I like to know just one last question, and then we go to the audience. I wanted to know about the time that it took for you, to do this independent film in South America and in Argentina. How long was the process from the moment that you started writing the script until it was finished? I know it was 5 weeks, I think, the shooting, but how long did it take, the whole process?
Bueno, son dos etapas bien diferenciadas. Hubo una que fue la escritura del guión y la búsqueda de financiación, que me llevó casi una vida. Y una segunda etapa que fue la preproducción propiamente dicha y el rodaje y la postproducción, que se hizo realmente en tiempos industriales. O sea, se hizo muy rápido y de una manera muy placentera. Fue sin duda mi experiencia laboral más feliz, y cuando me preguntan qué prefiero de las dos actividades, me parece que está clara la respuesta.
Okay, so you definitely want to be a filmmaker rather than a critic.
I hope I can do it.
Okay, well that was very nice result, so go for it. So he's saying that the whole process was actually a life between writing the script and looking for the money, but then the shooting and the production and everything was very with industrial times. So it was very for the industry regular times, but he really enjoys filmmaking rather than criticizing. So there we go. Okay, so now I'd like to open if you have any questions. Yes.
Lo hago en castellano. ¿Cómo te llevas con tus críticos de la película, con las críticas que recibiste?
¿Quieres traducir la pregunta bien? Así. ¿Quieres traducir la pregunta?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. How do you cope with the fact that all your friends are critics at the same time? How do you
I don't think she asked.
How do you react to people, to the critics that your film receives?
Yeah, that was the question.
Okay, sorry.
Well, the film has shown once in Bafisi Film Festival, and I had several good critics. It's funny because the critics were very good, but every critic took time, you know, to how for think about him. Every critic had 2 or 3 paragraph that that was about them. So I think in fact that's what I want looking for. No?
I think so. So any other questions? Yes.
I was just wondering what kind of experience you had in making films before this film. Was this your first? Did you do short films or just this?
Well, I have 3 shorts. One of them traveled several festivals, but I think this is the very first time that I concentrate and focus in a history. But I have a good short, I think. The other I can show it. But one of them I can give you the link.
Okay. Yes.
Hi. I would like to know, this is a romantic comedy, and I would like to know if among all the references that there are in the film that are lovely, if Abu Tasufli is like your comedy or your film, because there's a lot of references and I really enjoy that. I would also like to know how much of your real story is in that film, because I love the last line, like the sequel that's after this film, so how much of your life is in this film?
Okay, let me try to go back. So yes, the whole story starts when he was single, actually, and he said that the main story was like the idea came up to his head when he was dumping a girl, and he was thinking more of the whole scene and the music that was supposed to be in that movie rather than the girl that was crying in front of him. And he started thinking about the whole situation in the cafe and all the little tables with different people in the tables, and he was more concentrated about the whole scene than the girl with the whole tissues inside. So yes, he realized he wanted to do it. Any other questions? Yes, there.
No completé la pregunta. Yes. Sobre la frase del final, sí, sin duda, Roberta, Sofía y Simón son mi mujer y mis 2 hijos, respectivamente. Etapa que viene posterior a que... Bueno, Roberta, además mi esposa es la vestuarista de la película, y fue maravilloso. Dicen que, leí alguna vez que uno debería filmar no los problemas que uno no tiene resueltos, que para eso mejor ir al psicólogo, sino que tratar de filmar una vez que ya los resolvió, ¿no? Las conclusiones de eso. Y me parece que es un poco lo que yo hice.
Okay, so to clarify the last phrase, it's his wife and children. His wife was the costume designer as well in the movie.
A la cual le mando un beso, because me están filmando.
Okay. Kisses. Yes. How about the psychological?
Yes. Can you say that?
Yes. So I think it's very important not to film your psychological issues, but to solve them first, and then do your movie. Not to use the movie as an excuse to solve your problems.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right then.
That's a good pitch.
Okay.
La hago en español, ¿vale? Para intentar. Tradúcela, por favor. Hola. Enhorabuena por la peli, primero.
Muchas gracias.
Ahora que has hecho... Este es tu primer largo, ¿no? Ahora que has trabajado en este lado con las dificultades de financiación, supongo, tensiones en rodaje, tiempos, presiones, todo lo que envuelve un rodaje y lo que supongo que habrás sufrido igual que los demás. En tu faceta como crítico, ¿ves o criticas las películas con otra simpatía, indulgencia, compasión?
Can you translate?
Yeah, he's asking if he has a very special treatment for his film as a critic, or if he's still tough and cold. objective about that. That was like the second part. At the beginning, he was talking about the financial aspects of the movie, but here in Europe, so like that was kind of the question.
No, not exactly.
No,
It's like now that you are in the other side, you have done this movie with all the effort, finding the financing, all the tension, all the difficulties and limitation in the shooting. Now, when you act as a critic, you critic the other movies with more sympathy, compassion, or kindness, or...
Yes. Not really, because I'm... Not really, no. Because my film magazine, it's called Making Cinema, Haciendo Cine, and the real philosophy of that is, of that magazine always was not to see the movies just until the time you see it in the screen, you know, but all the process that came before. We are very interested in the magazine, in the production ways to make films and all the things. I'm speaking so well, but espero que la idea se entienda. Entonces, la filosofía siempre fue para nosotros tener en cuenta todo ese proceso hasta llegar a la pantalla, y nuestra revista siempre se diferenció de otras revistas de crítica en ese aspecto, con lo cual me parece que la película no es ni más ni menos que un paso más en esa evolución de pensamiento, ¿no? Y de alguna manera encierra esa misma idea, la dicotomía entre pensar y hacer.
I will try. So he says that it hasn't really changed the way he sees them and he criticizes, because his magazine actually focuses on the way, on the whole process from the film, from the conception to the final result, rather than other magazines that maybe they criticize the final movie, like in this case, like in the movie. I mean, like in this film, that they go and see the film when it's finished and then they criticize it. He has always been trying to write, but from the point of view of the whole process, as a filmmaker, of all what they have to endure and everything, rather than just the final result. So it hasn't changed. Okay, so do you have any other questions? Okay, yes?
So how many seats would you give your own film then?
How many, sorry?
How many seats? ¿Cuántas butacas?
How many seats? Okay. I don't know, it depends on the day. Really. Sometimes I really like it, and others I will show it again. But you were a good audience.
Okay, so we have time for just one more question, if anyone wants to. No?
I have to take the plane.
Oh, okay, yes, because he has to take a plane.
It's very nice.
Okay, well, I think that's all. I really congratulate you on this movie. It's very nice. It's nice to see something like that in here. It reminds of home. So it was very nice, and I think we all should give a round of applause to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
No, she was just saying that she didn't really reply to what I asked about Godard or the film. Is that like your main reference of a comedy, of a romantic comedy? La película de Godard, si es como tu gran referencia, porque hay un montón de...
Sí. Sí, está buena la pregunta, es verdad, me la has preguntado y no te lo contesté. Y está buenísima la pregunta porque para mí esta separación que se suele hacer entre la nouvelle vague como un movimiento para intelectuales versus las comedias románticas que son para chicas es falsa. Yo creo que la nouvelle vague es profundamente emocional y A Bout de Souffle es una perfecta comedia romántica con todos los elementos que tiene que tener una comedia romántica. Y me parece que esa separación es producto de los justamente la intelectualidad. Como dice Woody Allen, la intelectualidad es como la mafia, solo se matan entre ellos.
It is true. So he's trying to explain that the Nouvelle Vague and Godard and all the French from that decade, all that cinema, it shouldn't be just for intellectuals. So there's this difference between the romantic comedies that are supposed to be just for girls, and I mean it should be like everyone should have access. I mean, and it's very emotional and it's very nice stories that shouldn't just be let out for intellectuals and critics. That's what Woody Allen said. Wait, what was the phrase again?
Los intelectuales son como la mafia porque solo se matan entre ellos.
Intellectuals are like mob.
Mafia.
Like the mob because they kill between each other. So that's. I think he might have used other words in English. I'm sorry, but yeah. Okay. Well, now yes, we say goodbye to Hernan. Thank you very much.